Well, Shabbat Shalom to everyone who's joining us online. We'll get started with our service in just a few minutes. Shabbat Shalom.
I don't think you do. Kelly, so it's a short introduction to short introduction to Mars. Are you reading?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if I started with
I don't. I'll just go around one more time.
work? Yep.
Shabbat Shalom again to everyone who's joining us online. Feel free to share some notes in the comments, and we'll be getting started in just a couple of minutes. Shabbat Shalom. Specifically, Shabbat Shalom to Gary and to Ruth, and to anyone else who is joining us. Shabbat Shalom. Well, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. And I want to say a special welcome, Shabbat Shalom to everyone who is joining us here in our sanctuary, and a special welcome to everyone who is joining us online as well, on Facebook and on YouTube, as well as on tilb.org, where you'll find a slightly higher quality live stream. And I mention it for a couple of reasons, not just that you'll find that slightly higher quality stream, but later on when we get to our prayer for healing and our prayer remembering those who have died, if there's anyone that you are thinking of this particular Shabbat and you are joining us online, I invite you to share their name, not now, but when we get to it in the chat, and we can share the name with everyone in our community. I think that there's something really powerful that happens on Shabbat. There's something really profound even about the fact that Shabbat comes with time. Because there's no way to slow down the time. Yes, all right, for anyone who might have had their clocks not change automatically on Sunday, we're keenly aware that it is malleable in that sense, right? But I don't know anyone who. It's wonderful to see you guys. Shabbat Shalom. And I just have to say, it's wonderful to see you here in this space as well, and that we have been clearing out our first rows, but this particular Shabbat, we have changed our guidelines. I know that I'm shifting a little bit, but we've changed our guidelines for our policies here at the temple. And we've determined that it's no longer necessary to clear these rows. So as someone who's been saying Shabbat Shalom from afar, it's good to have you nearby as well. And for everyone who's joining us online, we feel your presence with us as well. There's something I think that changes on Shabbat, and there's no slowing it down. Even though, again, we might take our clocks and change them. Someone might be able to show me at some point how to do that on a computer. I have no idea on my phone, right? But some of us, we can change our clocks and change the time, but we can't actually change what the time of day is. We've never been able to slow down the course of the sun. In fact, in the story of Joshua, there's a miraculous moment, and the rabbis go so far as to say that the sun itself didn't slow down, just our perception of the sun. There is no slowing down of the sunset, no slowing down of this moment. And for any of us who might be putting a last email out on our phone or finishing a last thing on our desk, as we leave it and set it aside, for Shabbat, I think there is a profound wisdom given to us today, but from thousands of years ago, that this particular holiday, this particular moment of rest, well, we need it. It's critical. And we have the opportunity, without further ado, because we really probably would slow it down just a little bit longer, right? Just to get just that one more email, right? But we need it. We need the opportunity simply to rest. There's something profound to saying this is the moment, and we're going to be with one another. We're going to find some healing in resting with one another. It is Shabbat, no matter what we might do to slow it down. And so we'll open our arms and welcome it. So we begin with L'chuna Ranana. The way that we always begin our services, what brings us together is prayer and singing. And so let's sing. Page 10.
Let us sing unto God a new song. Let us sing unto God a new song. Lie, lie, la, lie, 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 lie. Lie, lie, la, lie, 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 lie. Lie, lie, la, lie, 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 lie. Lie, lie, la, lie, 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 lie. Lie, lie, la, lie, 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 Lai lai la lai 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 lai. Lai lai la lai 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 lai. Lai lai la lai 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 lai. Lai lai la lai 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 lai. Lai lai la lai 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 lai. Lechu niranen al Adonai, naria litzur yishenu, nikadma fanav betoda, bismirot naria lo, bismirot naria lo. Lai lai la lai 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 lai. Lai lai la lai lai la lai. Lai lai la lai 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 lai. Lai lai la lai 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 lai. Lai lai la lai 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 lai. Let us sing unto God, sing unto God a new song. Let us sing unto God, sing unto God a new song. Lai lai la lai 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 lai. Lai lai la lai 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 lai. Lai lai la lai 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 lai. Lai lai la lai 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 lai. Lai lai la lai 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 lai.
We have a tradition that on Shabbat there are angels that follow us on our way to welcoming in the holiday. In our tradition, angels are not clearly defined. There's a lot of different discussions about what exactly makes something an angel, but I like to look around instead. We have texts in our tradition that inspire us to think deeply, but our lives are the reflection and the actualization of the ideas in them. And so as I look around our sanctuary today, and I think about what angels are following us this particular Shabbat, well, I think we only need to look around and see the comfort, the love of being with one another. The angels that are in this room right here to celebrate, comfort, and welcome this holiday as one. I invite us to turn to page 24. Let's welcome these angels. Let's welcome one another as we celebrate this holiday.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Bachem LeShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu LeShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai. Teitchem LeShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon,
Well, the Kabbalists loved Shabbat. They loved this moment. In fact, they used to celebrate it in a huge way. They would prepare long before the holiday itself. And when the sun started setting over the hills of Tzfat, they would go out into the forest, finding inspiration and singing out into the open air. And they offered us some of their inspirations as well. In fact, if you take a look on our prayer book, or in our prayer book, if you look all the way at the top of that page, you'll see the words Kabbalat Shabbat. That's a little bit of a word play. Kabbalat Shabbat comes to us from the Kabbalists, from this moment when they would look out at Shabbat and say, what a celebration. What a beautiful and powerful day. And among the different poems and additions that they gave to us, this entire section of our service, perhaps most we know, or most well known, is the prayer of Lecha Dodi. On page 20, you'll find the words of Lecha Dodi. As the Kabbalists went out into the hills and were inspired to say, this moment is so beautiful, it's like two people bringing their lives together. And so not in this moment, but when we get to the final verse of our Lecha Dodi, we're going to turn to the door through which we entered our sanctuary. If anybody here has been to a wedding or a Jewish wedding in recent memory, you'll remember that when the bride will join the community will often rise and welcome the bride as she walks down to meet her beloved. Well, we are going to do the same thing this evening. The Kabbalists, drawing this celebration into our evening tonight, give us not only the image, but the opportunity for the same ritual of rising and welcoming in Shabbat as if she were here joining us on her wedding day. So again, when we get to that final verse, not yet, but we'll rise, turn to the door through which we entered our sanctuary, welcoming in Shabbat this evening. Let's turn to page 20.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. 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 Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Hishmi'anu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad, U'shemo echad, L'shem u'tiferet v'litilat. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, kiva orech kumi ori, uri shir daberi, kavod Adonai elaich nigla. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Now, I have to say that speaking of the Kabbalists, there was a Kabbalist that said we should dance every day, if only in our minds. But I think that we have one better. We should dance every day, if only in the arms of a loved one. We have one here that is dancing right along to Lecha Dodi. I want to invite us all to please be seated. We're going to, now that we have kind of warmed up our hearts a little bit, we're going to formally welcome in Shabbat with our candle blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech ha'olam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.
Well, we now continue our service together as one community with the words of Baruch Hu on page 28. I'd like to invite us to please rise in body or in spirit.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Yai lai 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai.
Let's continue together on page 30. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech ha'olam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chochma poteach she'arim, Uvitvuna meshane itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umisader et hakochavim, b'mishmerotem b'rakia kirtzono, borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or, uma'avir yom umevi layla, Umavdil ben yom uben laila. Adonai tzevaot shemo. El chai v'kayam. Tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai. Hama'ariv. Aravim. There are two themes to the Ahavat Olam prayer. Actually, they come in the very first words of the blessing. The first theme is love, ahava. If anybody's seen that sculpture, Aleph, Hey, ahava, it's the Hebrew word for love. The next word, olam, means infinite. I think there's something profound in this particular blessing. I think embodied in this blessing is a reminder that love is something far beyond the mortal selves that each and every one of us inhabit. And when we offer love for those who are near to us, we reach far beyond the limits of any of the time we might have with them. A reminder that love can be an eternal bond, an eternal connection between those and the people we love. I invite us to join together on page 32.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Amcha ahavta. Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadata, otanu limadata. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu beshochbeinu, uvkumenu na'asiach bechukecha, v'nismach bedivrei Toratecha, uv'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed, ki hem chayenu, ve'orech yameinu, uvahem negei yomam v'layla, negei yomam v'layla. Ve'ahavatcha al tasir, mimenu le'olamim, baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael, ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Please be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
We continue singing Mi Chamocha, page 40.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, norah
Torah,
tehilot
Tehilot,
oseh
Oseh,
feleh
Feleh,
norah
Torah,
tehilot
Tehilot,
oseh feleh malchutecha ra'uvanecha bokei hayom lifnei Moshe u'Miriam ze'eli anu ve'ameru Adonai
Adonai,
Imloch
Imloch,
le'olam va'ed Adonai Imloch
Imloch,
le'olam va'ed. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Adonai
Adonai,
Imloch
Imloch,
le'olam
Olam,
va'ed
Va'ed,
Adonai
Adonai,
Imloch
Imloch,
le'olam va'ed.
love that melody.
Yeah, I just love this, the duet, the singing. Oh, beautiful. The hearing their voices back is just, yeah, amazing.
So that melody and this and the singing together always feels to me like we're kind of walking through the sea.
Yeah.
Like it has that image, even the waves kind of coming back and forth, and the community going through and joining together in one experience, joining together in one voice. In fact, one of the commentators points out that this was the first moment that the entire Israelite community were of one voice. And that one voice was, of course, in song.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that there is, I don't know if you had the same feeling, but for me, it feels like, I guess I'm using that word again. It feels like we are one and together.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it's not for nothing that we have this prayer of Mi Chamocha right next to this prayer of Hashkivenu. a prayer that not only draws the image of the Israelites joining together, all of us together in one voice, together marching, but Hashkivenu actually brings together the image of angels' wings covering us, each and every one of us feeling comforted and loved in that presence, in that space. I will point out that, Leonard Nimoy tells a story that thank you, Paula, that he used to sit under his dad's talit when he was in services. Now, I'm going to tell the story a little bit backward because I'm going to give that away first because I want to draw this image of the talit. He said that he was supposed to stay underneath this tallis, right? He was supposed to stay underneath the talit because there's a special blessing, the priestly blessing, that if you are not a priest and you're up on the bima, or you're not, you're not supposed to see what the priests are doing, right? But he would find this loving space, and he would cheat a little bit. He would look out and see the priests going like this over the community. And when, of course, they were putting together Star Trek, they said, the Vulcans need a greeting. What should you do? And he said, oh, well, why don't we do this? But I think that there's something really beautiful about that moment of him being underneath the canopy of his dad's talit. And even when he was traveling to the far reaches of the galaxy, what was the thing that he wanted to bring back in that moment? That feeling of love and comfort. If you look up, our sanctuary is actually designed to feel as if we are underneath the embrace of a talit. And so my hope for our Hashkivenu is whether it's our parent holding that talit over our heads, or simply the embrace of one another in this sanctuary, that we might feel that love and comfort no matter where we are in the galaxy. Let's join together on page 42.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom, Leshalom, V'hamidenu Shomreinu Lechaim, Ufros Aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha, Ufros Aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha. Amen. Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 Amen.
Cantor Cooper. Our next prayer is Vishamru.
Yes, I think I've heard of it.
Have you? Okay. Right. Yeah, that's good. No surprises on the, for me either, right? You put the outline together, so.
That's right.
Yeah, right. there's a custom at Temple Israel. I wonder if you could help us understand what this custom is a little bit.
I don't know where it originated from, but when we
Okay.
say the word et, that's right, we all do this. Yeah, and we started our own little new minchag where we do
Oh, hey.
that's new, yeah.
Oh,
We
right
only
on.
do it on the big et. Now we do it, try to sneak it in on
Look at
every
this
et.
Couple little ets there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's our signature thing.
Oh, right on. Hey, I mean, no big deal or anything, but we expanded the ets.
Yes. So when you hear that et, you want to raise your arms up. Some people like to can you show us, Alex?
Alex, oh, thank
Very
you
nice.
very
Some
much,
people
Alex. Well
bounce
done.
all the
Well
way
done.
up. Yeah, you can make it as big or as little as you feel comfortable.
You definitely have studied for your bar mitzvah and celebrate, yeah. well, bar mitzvah or not, you can raise your arms, you can stand up, you can even jump a little bit if you want. Let's join together in this prayer on page 44 of our prayer books.
Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti leolam, oti leolam, oti leolam. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi shavat vayinafash, shavat vayinafash, shavat vayinafash. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam.
That is so much fun.
It's so fun.
So we were just warming up a little bit because our next prayer is the Amidah prayer, or the Amidah section of our service. We have a practice throughout the ages of standing for this prayer. It's literally known as the standing prayer. And as we enter this prayer, there's a practice that some of us might find some of us doing. It's simply an invitation to take 3 steps back and 3 steps forward. Now, we are right around the story, right around the holiday of Purim. We had a gathering on Wednesday night with our Torah Center kiddos. On Saturday night, there is an adults-only Purim spiel, which is my first time with Temple Israel. I'm really excited about it. As a part, it'll be broadcast as well, I believe.
I think it's live streamed. I think so.
You know what?
Don't quote me on it.
Yeah, same. I'm not entirely certain. I think so.
Okay.
The email said
Then
yes.
yes.
Okay, all right, then yes. Thank you. So, as a part of the story of Purim, you have Queen Esther, who goes to the king's court, and in some retellings of the story, Queen Esther will go to the king's court to speak to Hashverosh, and she will take 3 steps back and 3 steps forward. At one point in time, it was seen as a gesture of deference to a ruling person, to take 3 steps back and 3 steps forward. In our Amidah prayer, I'm going to invite, again, for anyone who would like to, in the same way we are approaching this holy space, looking up and seeing something greater than ourselves, and if we were to offer that reverence to a king or a queen, all the more so would we offer it in front of something so profoundly holy. I invite us to join together on page 46 of our prayer books. Please rise in body or in spirit.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vezocher Chastei Avot ve'imahot, Umevi Geula livnei v'neihem, Leman Shemo be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshia u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye hakol atah, Rav le'Hoshia, Mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem, Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim verofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayim emunato, Lishaynei afar, Michamocha bal gevurot, Umidom elach, Melech memir umechaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'emanat hachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kdoshim b'chol yom yehallelucha selah, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
We now continue silently, either using the words on the pages to follow or other words that we might find in our hearts. As we complete our prayer, I invite us to be seated. We'll join together again on page 62.
fi והגיון ליבי לפניך אדוני צורי אדוני
Our thoughts now turn to those in our community who are in need of healing. And we know that that is a healing of the body or a healing of the mind, a healing of the spirit or the soul. If you are joining us online, I invite you to place the names of those that you are thinking of in the online chat at this time. For those of us who are here in our sanctuary, I'd like to invite us to turn our attention to the handouts that were offered to us as we came in today. On the handout are the names of those in our community who are in need of healing, and we are deliberate in placing it in the handout so that we can take these home. If there's anyone on that list that you know or that you might want to reach out to, I invite you to do so. That's one of the many reasons why we have a healing prayer, is not just to ask for the strength for healing, but to remind one another to offer and be the hands and hearts of that very healing. This week, we especially think of those who recently came onto our list, and so our hearts are with Mike Broadsley, and Joel Epstein, Chuck Leff and Art Levine, Harriet Reed and Michelle Samet, Arlene Lannon, Amanda Mark, and Lorraine Rand. If there's anyone that you are thinking of this evening and you're here in our sanctuary, I invite you to share the name of the person you're thinking of out loud as my eyes meet yours. Additionally, this Shabbat, we think of Ron Picard, Linda Papp, and Sam Newman. I'd like to invite us to turn to page 253 of our prayer books, page 253, and to offer these words of strength and healing.
מקור הברכה לאמותינו. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu, mekor habracha the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We continue now with the words of Aleinu on page 282 of our prayer books. Page 282. I'd like to invite us to rise in body or in spirit.
עלינו לשבח לדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. Our thoughts now turn to those in our community who have died in recent days or in this season in years past. And so if you are joining us online, I'd like to invite you to share the names of those that you are thinking of in the chat at this time. Together and as one community, our hearts go out to those who are in mourning. And so as we remember Gary Turner, we think of Natalie and Ilan and Elijah, Eli, and Gwen. And as we remember Rick Weber, we think of Susan and Mark, Michael and Michelle, Jeffrey and Shannon, and Josie. And as we remember Ramala Temkin, our hearts go out to Linda and Daryl, Josh and Alyssa, Sarah Rose and Jonathan, David and Dana. And as we remember Terry Raftenberg, our hearts go out to Paula. And as we remember Phyllis Wolf, our hearts go out to Karen and Dan, and Molly and Samantha, and Gary and Stacy. Additionally, this Shabbat, we think of Darren Hammer, who is remembering his beloved mother, Aline Sue Hammer, and grandmother of Zachary, who died on Wednesday. Additionally, this Shabbat, we mark the yahrzeit, the anniversary of the death of Golda Berman, Crescent Briggs, Lafayette Briggs, Rose Brodsky, Jenny Bukoff, Claire Carver, Irene Gertler, Manuel Greenberg, Tom Griffin, John Haddow, Arthur Kaiser, Milton Levy, Abraham Levenstein, Lynn Moreland, Maddie Mosenson, Alfred Polak, Silvina Quintana, Burton Rosen, Mary Schaefer, Maxwell Singer, Nathan Sogolo, Harry Wolowitz, and Miklos Zimmerman. If you are here in our sanctuary and are thinking of anyone in particular this Shabbat, you'd like to add their name, I invite you to do so as my eyes meet yours. Sorry. I'd like to invite all of us to rise together in love and in solidarity as we offer these traditional words of mourning on page 294. Yitgadal, Yitgadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divarach yurtei v'amlich malchutei, Hayichon v'yom echon, v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala v'izman kariv v'imru, Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabba Mevarach Leolam Olmei Maya Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitramam V'yitnaseh V'yitadar V'yitalev V'yitalal Shemei D'Kudusha B'richu Le'ela Min Kol Birchata V'shirata Tushbechata V'nechamata Damiran B'yama V'imru Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya V'chaim Aleinu V'yal Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Osei Shalom Bimramav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Alinu V'al Kol Yisrael, V'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel, Bimru, Amen. Zichronam Libracha, may the memories of those near to us always be a source of blessing. I invite us together to say, Amen. Please be seated. I think it's quite beautiful that we offer our mourners' prayer only with community. My hope this evening, as I look out at our community and see many here who have lost someone dear to them and in very recent days, is that we might find a little bit of comfort with one another. I'm going to go out and say it, the words themselves are not important. It's how we share them together that is. And so my hope is that this evening, being with one another and being of one voice, we might find a little bit of comfort, knowing that we are simply sharing this evening with one another. Well, we have lots of reasons to be together, lots of ways that we come together, and so not just in times of sorrow, but times of joy as well. And we have a lot of really wonderful things taking place this particular week. Zman Simchatenu is what the rabbis offered for this time of the year, the time of our celebration, our festivity, Purim. So I'd like to call up Mark Dressner, our president, to share some of the ways that we might celebrate Purim this particular Shabbat, including Hamantashen, but not limited to, right? of which chocolate is the best flavor? Yeah? Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, somebody should write this down. This is the first time that a Jewish community has agreed. Oh, all right, so Adolfo, all right. Apricot. All right, now I'm feeling more comfortable and more at home. That prune. All right, okay, all right. Now I'm feeling.
You should throw poppy seed in there.
All right, poppy is traditional. It is traditional, and we are in California.
Yeah.
Right? It's traditional. It's the poppy seed Hamantashen are the state Hamantashen
yes.
of California. Anyway, Mark, if you would share some of the things that are going on this week, please. Shabbat Shalom.
Can you hear me now?
Okay. Sorry.
Great. That's so weird. I can't hear it. So I just want to talk a little bit about the COVID guidelines. So during this this reprieve we're getting with the low numbers, so hopefully it's permanent, but we'll be looking at things. Still wearing masks is highly recommended, strongly recommended, but you have the option of not to wear one over the next few weeks. So it'll make Purim more exciting for those who would like to take their mask off, and for those who want to keep their mask on, please do so, and it's highly recommended. The COVID task force will be meeting in a month to reevaluate and look at the numbers, so this is not a permanent thing, so if it looks like the numbers are going up again, we might have to backtrack, and if they're going lower, then we can celebrate. And if something happens even before the month is over, we will meet emergently to discuss changing the guidelines. So it's a very exciting time, at least for the next few weeks. Let's take advantage of it. And for the announcements, so the big exciting thing tomorrow night is at 7:30, we have our Purim Spiel. And the theme is, it's a Hamilton Purim Spiel, so you're invited to come as your favorite American historical person. Just a reminder, because I have a really cool costume, that for the 80s Purim Spiel 2 years ago, I came as a character from an 80s movie, and that was the boiled rabbit from Fatal Attraction. So you should all be wondering, what is Mark coming as tomorrow as his favorite American historical figure? So the
Rabbit, Mark? That's your favorite historical... No, just kidding. Bad joke, sorry.
I contemplated Paul Revere's horse, but I didn't. That went to the wayside. So that's at 7:30, and something not on our list is a reminder that the Teenage Purim Spiel will be taking place on Sunday at the band shell over on 7th and Park, in that area, and it's the Purim Spiel itself starts at 11 o'clock, and it's a Lion King Purim Spiel, and they'll be giving a little hint of what's going on tomorrow night. So anyone can go to the Teen Purim Spiel as well. Of course, like always, tomorrow morning at 8:45 is Torah study, and then throughout, and then let's talk about next Shabbat. Next Shabbat will be Got Shabbat, and so we could all dance around without masks if we want to, which will be very exciting and the first time in years. Other than that, during the week, we have our usual Monday morning at 9:45 is a New Testament study from a Jewish perspective. Wednesday at 7 o'clock, we have our Introduction to Judaism class led by Rabbi Fox and Rabbi Michael Loving. Our Tanakh study group is at 10:15 on Thursdays. And if you'd like information, you can contact anybody, but Martine Karash is in charge of that. On Thursday, March 24th at 7 o'clock, we have our class, Israel, the Homeland of the Jewish People. So it's a 3-part series to talk about about Israel and our relation to Israel, and that's going to be conducted by Rabbi Michael Loving. And let's see what else. Men's Minyan is on Tuesday mornings at 9:30. Thursday mornings at 7:30 is the Meditative Morning Minyan Experience with Bill Shafton, available on Zoom. And I think that covered everything. Anything else that I did not say?
Yes, one other thing. Tomorrow, the service is here at 10:30. There's also a service at the J at 11. It's a senior Shabbat luncheon, and there's entertainment afterwards. Yes.
Great. Shabbat Shalom. It's been wonderful being your mic buddy.
Thanks, Mark. Thank you very much.
So tomorrow night is our Hamilton Spiel. So we thought we'd get you in the mood a little bit tonight with a Hamilton-esque Adon-Olam. And this is something that we did to conclude my son's bar mitzvah a little over a year ago. So I'd actually like him to come up and join me. It'll be like a little reunion of your bar mitzvah, a little flashback. Do you want a microphone? Okay. They just might not hear you. Okay, you sing? Okay. Oh, say, Shalom bimromahu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oh, say, Shalom bimromahu yaseh shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol ve'imru amen. Al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra, Le'et Nasa, V'chefso Kol, Azai Melech Shemo Nigra, Ve'acharei Kilot HaKol, Levado Yimloch Nora, Ve'hu Haya, Ve'hu Hoveh, Ve'hu Yihye B'tifara, Adon Olam Asher Malach, Dai 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 Dai. Ve'hu echad ve'ein sheni lehamshi lehamshi lo lechach bira bli reshit bli tachlit ve'lo ha'oz ve'ha'misra ve'hu eli ve'hai go'ali ve'tzur hevi beit Sarah ve'hu nisi manos li menat kosit be'yom ekra. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Le'et Nasa V'chefso Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Be'yado Avkid Ruchi Ve'et Isham Ve'ayira Ve'im Ruchi Giviati Adonai li ve'lo ira. Dai da 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 da. Dai da 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 da. Da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. Da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da. He was shorter than me the last time we did this.
Well, let's join together in our. This is for everyone at home. If you have a kiddush, join in with us. Let's join in, taking the sweetness of this moment, placing it right there in our cup.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen lechaim.
Oh, yeah.
This is one thing we don't agree on.
We say it's a good month.
It's a very good month.
This is a good vintage of good month. Yeah.
Want to perform the magic trick?
There was nothing under here before.
So let's see.
Let's see what happens. Oh, all right. Well done.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avon.
B'te'avon, Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Oh, and thank you to David York. Thank you so much.
Thank you, David.
It's gone. We drank it. Oh, here's a little bit.
they didn't really get the word out.
No, and I was looking through it, and went, oh no, I have to see them.
Yeah.
And then I thought, so I didn't hear anything about it.
And then they put it out like on Sunday.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, but that was like.
That's like too late to let people know. I'm sure a lot of people want to.
Well, some people like when they, Ray, he just was like, how can he have teenagers?
Let them know. And I would certainly be interested, and I didn't hear about it, so I'm like looking through it.
Yeah. I'm glad you asked.
And I'm,
Make sure
what?
you know
And so
about it.
I said, who's going to know the answer to this? Everybody's gone, and I thought, no, Kiki will know. She has to set up for it.
That's right.
And then she said, well, I don't know.
Then
And
she
I
asked
thought,
me, right?
yeah,
We're talking,
right.
Ray, we're talking about Marvin's thing, how Marvin's program, how.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah, we're gonna research.
Because I asked Kiki, and Kiki didn't know. And I thought, well, how is that possible?
Yeah.
Because she has to set up.
Yeah, Kiki knows everything.
I know. She has to know everything.
Just ask her. She'll tell you.
And she let me into the preview.
Within a few minutes.